our first.
I look so much thinner there. Oh my gosh. My 25 COVID pounds showing up.
This is where I had two heads.
Oh my
And I said,
gosh.
screw it, we're putting it out there. I didn't even know how to use Zoom yet. I was like a little baby Zoomer.
Yeah, right. Gosh, I look so much younger there.
Oh my, the things that have happened in a year, a flippin' year. So this one, we did this on March 24th, 2020. So it's been
No
about a
kidding.
year.
Wow. Wow.
I know. Jeez
Wow.
Louise.
Time flies.
I know. I can't believe it's been a year. I think we all need to have collectively like a big cry, just a big cry, just get it out. Man, I'm telling you, my kids are like, they're homeschooler kids now. They want to go back to
Yeah,
regular school, and it's so
yeah.
nice to drive past the high school and see the kids out on the football field. And
Finally.
oh, man,
I know. We're
man,
getting a
oh
break.
man.
Yeah, Emma has her first high school varsity game football this weekend. So
Nice.
yeah, first one.
You didn't know that you missed cheerleading so much, did you?
Well, she misses it more than me, I'll tell you that.
I know she does. Oh my gosh. I remember
It's all
before
good.
you were like every weekend it was cheer, 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 but that's cute.
It
You're
was
always
the
there.
competitions, yeah. Yeah,
Oh my
for sure.
gosh. Well, we are going to talk here today, 1 year later, about the
Yep.
market once again, as we do every week, except for we skipped last week, but that's okay. And I have very strategic plans when I put my houses up for sale. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting through my email inbox every week about 30 offers a week. So I kind of wanted to talk to you about the trends I'm seeing. And you had sent me an article too about some things to cover as well. So I wanted to talk about that. And I lastly wanted to talk about removing appraisal contingencies and what that means, because that is definitely a hot topic.
It's front and center for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So in the offers that I am seeing every week, I am seeing buyers with a lot of flexibility. I think that flexibility would be the number one word to use if you're a buyer, that you have to be flexible. You have to be flexible on pricing. You have to be flexible on timing. And I see like a lot of these sellers, if you get 30 offers on your property, you're not going to counter offer 30 offers. You're going to pick your top 3, top 6, whatever it is, and you're going to take it from there. And so as a buyer, you may only get one shot. That's it. So you have to make sure. And as a buyer's agent, oh my gosh, it's like so frustrating because you can't get agents to call you back. And it's like, tell me, what does the seller want? And then let me see how I can put this sort of beneficial agreement together for everybody. So sometimes you can talk to the agent and sometimes you can't. What I always tell people when they ask me, well, what does the seller want? When I'm the listing agent, I tell them they want the most amount of money in the shortest period of time with 0 headaches.
That's exactly it every time.
Agent,
every time.
When I'm going through these offers, I think, okay, here's my offers. What can go wrong and how can I take that off the table? So one of the things is sometimes people will let the seller stay in the property for a month or 2 or 3 after escrow closes for free.
Sometimes,
sometimes they'll ask them to pay their payment, but when you're in a multiple offer situation, I mean, this is just the way that the cookie is crumbling. You adjust your offer to accommodate the convenience that you're offering and, try to take it from there. Then people, they shorten up their contingency periods with their inspection. And one of the things that I'm seeing that is just not on the table right now at all, period, is an appraisal contingency.
Mm-hmm.
If there's multiple offers on a house, you bet your fanny that you will have not an appraisal contingency countered by the seller. So I want you to break this down for us, because that is a hella scary proposition. So to explain to people how that works when they don't have an appraisal contingency.
Yeah, and you're right though. And the key in this market, as you said though, Megan, is to be flexible. You know, we've got buyers that have this idea what they can do. They don't want to be flexible, and they don't get their offers accepted, right? They could have had an offer accepted, they didn't. So flexibility is number one. So, but you know, as you said, 100% of all these offers are a waive the appraisal contingency every time. You expect it. That's how it rolls. And so buyers think, and sometimes agents think, by the way, that if the appraisal comes in lower, that the buyer has to make up that difference in cash, right? And sometimes agents and buyers think that the bigger down payment types of buyers have more flexibility with respect to that lower appraised value. And so that, I can tell you I'm involved in several transactions where that is not the case. I have a transaction right now that's a 5% down, where the appraisal came in 15,000 low. I have another transaction we just ran a model on the offer. The offer price was 855 and the counter offer was 875. And that was a 15% down offer. Okay. And so let's look at that. It's not difference. It's the way it gets kind of complicated, but the way you structure it though, Megan, is you from a lending perspective, the loan calculation is based on the appraised value, not the sales price in that example. Okay. So let's say we have that 875 purchase price with 15% down, right? And the appraisal comes in, let's say, for example, at 860. Instead of doing a 15% down deal based on 875, we would do a 10% down deal based on 860. Okay. And when you do the math on that, the difference in the down payment was only a couple thousand, maybe not even that difference in down payment to the buyer. And the actual monthly payment was within about $75 of the payment if they had the full price value. So in that example, it was almost identical numbers and almost the exact same down payment. It was just the difference of how you calculate the PMI between an 85% loan to value and a 90% loan to value. Otherwise, it was the exact same deal. So in that case,
are you saying that you adjust the down payment so they have more cash to close to make up the spread?
Well, let's say, for example, if you had the 875 purchase price with an 860 valuation, okay, let me do the math for you real fast. I'll just show you. Should have written this down ahead of time, but I do these all day long. So on 875, at say 15% down, that down payment is $131,250, right? Let's say that value comes in not at 875, but at 860. Okay, so 860. We're gonna do a loan at 90%. That down, whoops, hang on here. That's not right. The down payment on small calculators, I'm doing that right. About 1 second, 875. It's not figuring it. The down payment was about 30,000, about the same down payment either way. And the monthly payment was about $75 difference. So in that example, it's not a $15,000 cash difference to the down payment. It's about the same. The adjustment is with respect to the loan to value but only on the lending side of it. It's really transparent to the seller side because it's the same to the seller, right? And it's really the same to the buyer in that example.
So in that example, how much more money is the buyer bringing down?
I'll tell you. It's about the same. It's almost identical. Let me just do, I should have done some math on it beforehand, but I did this yesterday on another transaction, identical to these numbers. It was the same down payment, but about $1,000 difference in down payment.
Yeah.
That was it.
So Yeah, it's still very convoluted to me. I don't know how to figure it out.
Every transaction is different, and so it's really
Mhm.
important that we're talking to home buyers. They're really concerned about, well, what's appraisal comes in lower, right? So the idea is to have that buyer be prepared for that expectation of that. It doesn't always happen that way, but let's say it
Mhm.
does, right? So
Mhm.
we want to be really prepared that if that happens, we know what the game plan is going in. It may
Right.
not happen, but if it does, we know what the numbers are ahead of time. And so that way, if it does happen, it's like, okay, yeah, we knew that already. Next, right? Not a
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah, I hear
No,
what you're
no,
saying.
no drama.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm getting caught up in the peeling the onion because, I usually tell people you have to bring in the difference in the down payment. But you're
Right.
saying that you can adjust the loan.
Correct.
Okay. That's all I probably
Exactly
should.
right.
That's probably as far as I should take it because I'll just keep riding that horse and trying to
Yeah.
figure
Right.
out.
Yeah. So you don't have to have a 20 or 30% down payment for that to work.
Right.
I mean, in this example, the down payment was about $1,000 difference. That was it. About the same, a bit higher in the payment because the PMI was different. But
Right.
otherwise, it's the same loan structure. They qualify fine, right? And you never know. That might come in higher. You just never know.
Right.
So then they are coming in higher sometimes.
I always like to plan for the worst and then,
Yeah. Right.
hope it doesn't happen. All
For
right, good.
sure.
Well, that is really good information for today. And I think just stay flexible, make sure you have a game plan before you
Yeah.
go out in the field. And if you want to run any of these non-appraisal contingencies by you, that they can
Mhm.
call and you can sort of
Yeah.
spitball a little bit and figure it out.
Yeah. I'll work the numbers based on a case by case scenario and work out the numbers. Pretty easy to do.
As long as you can explain it, then we're good.
We can do that. Do it all day. Every
All
day it
right.
seems like
Well,
anymore.
happy 1 year anniversary of our
I can't believe it's
little.
been 1 year.
I know, exactly.
Wow, it's cool. Very cool.
All right. Keep your head up. Keep trudging forward. You're doing great
You too.
things, getting people into
You too.
houses and
It's all
and
good.
I'll keep doing my thing, but if we have questions on that, I will refer them to you.
Back to you on the other side too, let me
Yeah.
tell you. For sure. I'll try to stay in my lane.
Yeah, exactly. Stay in your lane. All right.
That's all
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks, Megan. See you.
Bye.